I think we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another one of my LinkedIn Live events. And today's topic is going to be on principles of transformational coaching. Now, this event was supposed to happen a while back, but it couldn't because I took a break from my work and I was traveling. And then today it was supposed to start 20 minutes before, but there was some technical glitch. So, hopefully, we will be completing it today. Now, before I start, I'll just quickly check if the audio and video is fine. And if you're here for the very first time and if you're attending it live, then please know that you can ask me any questions that you want while the live is going on. You can just comment down or you can DM me. I do check my phone in the middle. And if you're watching this as a YouTube recording, you can put down your questions in the YouTube comment section. Or you can also join our coaching community called the Empowered Coach. So you can directly text me there as well, and you will find the link to all the communities and all the free resources in the feature section of my profile. And you can also find the free bootcamp that I did on becoming a six-figure life coach in 2026. You can see this blue line here. You can find it again in the feature section of my profile. Okay, let's see if we are doing fine on the internet front. Okay, great. So before we start with the principles of transformational coaching, let's first understand what is transformational coaching, because the name sounds so nice, right? I have seen a lot of coaches write transformational coaching in the LinkedIn bios or call themselves that, and yet their work does not reflect that. And when I say work, what do I mean? Work in terms of two places. Okay, one is the results that their clients are getting, second, how well their business is doing. Work is not just how good you are in marketing or how much money you're making or what results you're getting, it's all of it. Okay, if your clients are seeing great results and yet you're struggling for money, you're not a transformational coach. And I'll tell you why in the principles of it. Second, if you're making good money but your clients do not see good results, they keep on complaining that, you know what, things don't last for me, or your clients are still struggling, or your clients are keep on coming back to you and tell you that, you know, my issues are not resolved, then you're not a transformational coach, right? So you need to understand that transformation coaching is about transformation of the person as well as you as a coach. Okay, transformation works both ways. It is not something that you can learn from a certification or training. Transformation is a choice, right? So being a transformational coach is a journey. It is not something that you can just write on your LinkedIn bio and you will become it, or you tell people and you will become it. It is something of an embodiment, right? Like when you show up every single day as a transformational coach, there are certain choices that you make, certain decisions that you take, the way you walk, the way you show up, everything reflects that you are a transformation coach, right? So it is an embodiment, it is a daily practice. It is not something that you just become in front of a client, or you just become when you're writing something on social media, or you are talking about your offer. It is who you are as a person. Like when somebody is sitting in front of you, they would know that you're a transformational coach if you are one, right? Similarly, you must have come across coaches in your life wherein you sat across them and you just knew that this is someone I want to work with, or this is somebody who's the answer to my questions, or this is somebody who challenges me on a level where I want to be challenged, or this is somebody who I can come to and I feel safe with and I know I will get the guidance that I need, right? So transformational coaching is in the energy of the person, right? And like all the transformational coaches that I've met in my life, I'll tell you my personal experience. Whenever I've sat across them, I have felt this sense of deep stillness, groundedness, and a sense of stability whenever I've sit across a transformational coach, be it offline or online. I felt that this is somebody I can really talk to anything about, and the energy they radiate or whatever they have to say, it doesn't have to be something magical or some big words, but I know that this will impact me in a way that nothing else will. Two coaches can say the same thing, and yet when a when somebody is a transformational coach, it just lands very differently in a client versus somebody who's not a transformational coach, which is somebody who's ungrounded, somebody who doesn't have that inner stability and stillness, somebody who's just trying to hack their way into their coaching business and stuff like that, right? And that is why two coaches can say the same thing, but it's going to land very differently, right? Based on the level of transformational coaching we do, right? Now let's talk about the basic principles of transformational coaching. These are, you can consider them as guiding points, you can consider them as flexible rules. You can consider them as sort of principles that guide you to embody transformation coaching, right? So the first one is transformation coaching starts with your own transformation. And unfortunately, this is something that a lot of coaches don't like, because it is so easy to say, or so tempting to say, that I want to change people's life, or I want to impact other people, or that I want to really help people and xyz things, right? And it's a good thing, it's a really good intention. That is how we all start as coaches. But you have to understand that you cannot take a client deeper than what you have been. If you're somebody who has never done your inner work, does not want to invest in your inner work, does not want to face your own fears, does not want to face your own limiting beliefs, and you believe that somebody else should pay you for the same thing, then you are highly highly mistaken. Even if you end up getting a few clients here and there, first, money will always be a struggle for you. Second, getting clients will always be a struggle for you. Third, sustaining your business will always be a struggle for you, because you don't know who you are as a person, right? You can call yourself whatever you want, right? But transformational coaching requires you undergoing your own transformation, which means that you have to also work on yourself. When you don't, you will simply either not attract abundance. And when I say abundance, I mean all of it, clients, money, results. Or even if you end up by hook or crook attracting it, you will not be able to sustain it. It will be like a once in a while thing, right? Because to hold abundance, you need space, and space is created when you do inner work, right? So your transformation has to be on top of your list as a coach, specifically if you wish to become a transformational coach. Because if you haven't dealt with your own problems, you won't be able to help your client for a very long time. Now this doesn't mean that you have to like become some sant baba or something like that, that you will never have any problems. Of course that's not possible. We all live in a capitalistic world. We all are always growing and evolving. The point is that you have done inner work, or you are doing inner work. Like some of the best coaches in the world I know, and I'm using the word world very cautiously, are people who are constantly doing their inner work. I have not come across a coach that I've loved who has told me that I don't work on myself anymore. No, right? I've been in the coaching industry for close to 4 years now, and to this date, my inner work is still going on. And every year, I feel that I'm just a different person and I don't relate with who I used to be, right? And every coach that I've loved, that I've known, is somebody who's always working on themselves. And that is why I know that this is somebody who's not afraid to invest in himself or herself. So I'm not afraid to invest in this person. And this is energetic, right? You can lie to people that I'm working with this, I'm working with that. But if you're not really doing your inner work, it will not translate into your energy. And people, your clients get results, and your clients come to you from your energy. Okay, it is not just content, it is not just what you write on social media, it is your energy. So when you don't do your own transformation, when you don't work on your own transformation, when you don't do your inner work, it manifests as blocks. It will manifest as business blocks, it will manifest as mindset blocks, it will manifest as money blocks, it will manifest as blocks wherein you are just not able to help the client, right? So whether you want to accept it, don't accept it, hear it, not hear it, your inner work is important, right? And when I say inner work, I mean there is a difference between studying something and actually working on it, right? So for example, let's say, so I also have a training program. Okay, I run LCTM. It is a life coach training and monetization program where people come in, they get trained and certified as coaches, as well as they get all the support they need to monetize their business. Whenever somebody asks me that, Priyanshi, if I join LCTM, would it mean that I won't have to work on myself? I tell them no. A training program is very different from your own inner work. So even if you're studying to become a life coach, or you're studying to become a trauma informed coach, or you're studying to become anything, it is not a replacement to your inner work. There is a difference between studying, and there's a difference between doing it on your own. It's like saying that, now that I'm studying to become a doctor, I will never need a doctor of my own. Of course, you can't operate on yourself. It doesn't work that way. As a coach, you have all the tools to help someone else, but you can't do it for yourself. And the thing that I've seen with transformational coaches is that they realize it very deeply, and they don't hold it against someone or themselves. And what I've seen with people who are not transformational coaches, or who will never become transformational coaches, is that they're always finding some excuse to not work on themselves. They're always finding some sort of shortcut. I don't see that honesty, that, okay, I do need to work on myself, right? So the first principle of transformation coaching is your own transformation. And a nuance I want to add here is your transformation is not just, doing your inner work, right? It is also taking action on it. However, when you are working with a good coach, you will automatically take action. That's a given. But transformation is about your inner work and taking action. You can't skip one thing, right? Now, the second principle is that your transformation coaching comes from your being and not your training or certificate. Now, I've been in this industry for close to 4 years now. And when I started out, I did not see this huge wave of coaches who were just writing anything or who were just making any false claims. But these days, I do see that a lot, wherein a lot of coaches have no depth. They have done some flimsy course from somewhere and any certificate they have gotten, and now they call themselves, I can do this, I can do that. Their clients don't feel that, obviously their business does not reflect that, obviously, but yet there is, because it's easy to lie on social media, you can call yourself whatever you want. Now that is why I often say to life coaches, and even my even the coaches who are inside my program LCTM, is that you will never have any competition. And you know why? Because as a life coach who will truly have a sustainable business, what is going to happen is that you are going to stand out in terms of how consistent you are in your results, how consistent you are in your effort, and how authentic you are. When you're always faking, when you're always lying, when you're always trying to find shortcuts, there will come a point where things will not work for you. And that's a guarantee. I have seen so many coaches come and go. People who came before me, people who came after me, purely because of inauthenticity, purely because they weren't willing to be honest. So you have to understand that transformational coaching comes from your being, and transformation does not happen when you're lying, right? For example, let's say if I am somebody, let's say, who struggles with marketing their business. Now that's the truth, right? Let's say I struggle with it, and that's the truth. I can lie to you. I can lie to you. I can lie to other people, but I can't lie to myself, right? So you have to understand that when you want to become a transformation coach, honesty is going to be your best friend. The more you run away from honesty, the more you dodge it, the more you try to find shortcuts, the longer it takes for you to realize the same thing that you could have realized a long time back if you were just honest. So it starts with being, right? Your being, who you are as a person. Just give me one moment. I think there's some internet glitch. Yes, so sorry. Okay. As we were talking about, that transformational coaching is not something that you can buy from a certificate or from a training. And that is one of the reasons why I always tell coaches inside LCTM that please do not aim to be a certified coach. It doesn't mean anything. Aim to be a highly skilled coach, right? A highly trained coach, somebody who sits with the problem of the client and has the intention to solve it, not look for a shortcut but actually solve it, because that builds up resilience to a problem, that builds up this skill set, this habit of being able to sit with the problem. And that is what transformation is. What is transformation, right? It is consistently breaking yourself and rebuilding yourself. And rebuilding cannot happen if you're so afraid of your own transformation, or when you are so afraid of actually sitting with the problem. So transformation comes from who you are as a person, from your being. If you consistently lie, if you're running away from things, if you don't want to confront things, if you're not honest, then no certificate or no training can actually help you. So when you aim to become a transformation coach, ask yourself, who am I being every single day? What decisions am I taking? Because when you say being, right, it means all areas of your life. Who are you being in your personal life? Who are you being in your romantic relationship? Because how we do one thing is how we do everything, right? If you believe that I can be some sort of a chameleon, I will pretend in front of my clients. I will pretend in my work, and I will be someone else when I go back to my personal life. It does not work, because our work is very energetic and nervous system based. Like when we are sitting in front of our clients, they can sense what we are feeling, right? So when you're desperate, your clients will be able to sense that, and that is why, when you're desperate, it's so hard to get clients. When you're secure, when you're safe, your clients will feel that. So transformation truly comes from your being, and that is why no matter what coach tells you what, when you sit with them, when you talk to them, when you listen to them, you can feel their energy. You can feel how authentic they are. You can feel whether this is somebody who's grounded. You can feel whether this is somebody who's truthful, right? And that is what pulls in really committed clients. Transformational coaches do not struggle with clientele because they are consistently pulling in committed people. That's the thing, right? Why do a lot of coaches sometimes say that we keep on getting inquiries but we never really get conversions? It's because you're attracting low committed clients, because it's probably coming from your own life, your own business. Somewhere you are not committed, right? And commitment doesn't mean that, oh, I'm sitting 8 hours a day. Commitment is, are you truly committing to the transformation that your business is asking you to do, be it your personal transformation or in your business? So transformational coaching first starts with your being who you are, not what you do. That comes on later and hardly matters, like 10 to 20%. The third principle is a transformational coach does not struggle and they don't glorify struggle. So I'll tell you something that I've repeatedly seen in the coaching industry. A lot of coaches believe that, you know, whatever we are doing is noble work, so we shouldn't have to struggle for me, or they constantly are frustrated that we really want to help people, yet we are not able to get clients, yet we are struggling with money, or yet we are not able to make consistent money. And that's when I tell them that if you are not able to help yourself, you're overestimating your ability to help other people. I want to repeat that again. If you're not able to help yourself, you are overestimating your ability to help other people. If you are struggling with money, if you're consistently struggling in your business, and I'm speaking purely from a place how your business is growing, you can be a fantastic coach, okay? Yet you can be a terrible business owner. Just because you're a fantastic coach and you are struggling with money does not make you a transformation coach. Always remember that. Transformation is not just about what you can do for other people. Transformation is also about what you can do for your life. So if you are struggling, right, in your business, marketing wise, money wise, business wise, then you're not really a transformation coach, because transformation coaches do not glorify struggle, right? They don't come from this sacrificial part that, oh, we are doing this noble work, so we will charge less, or we will sacrifice, we will struggle, or that it's okay, the world is not about, like, it is not about money. All of these are lies, okay? All of these are very convenient ways to hide behind the fact that you don't want to learn something, right? Being able to run a good business, being able to make good money in your business as a coach, is what gives you even more time and freedom to help even more people. If you're consistently struggling, you're fooling yourself that you're being a good coach, or that you don't want it to be about money or things like that. So if you truly want to be a transformational coach, look at your business. Are you struggling? Are you somewhere not able to help yourself? If yes, then go help yourself. Go into a program that teaches you monetization, work with a coach that can help you scale your business, whatever is required, right? But don't think that I'm a great coach, it's just the problem is that I'm not getting clients, or just people don't want to pay. No, somewhere, and I mean it from a place of love, you're not that great, and that is why this is happening. And the biggest thing that you will ever do in life is to start accepting where you are falling short so that you can work on it. A lot of coaches, I've seen a lot of coaches not work out in the business because they're just delusional. Like, there is a difference, and I'm speaking this as a confidence coach, right? I literally, as a life coach, I've helped countless people work on their confidence, and I'm a pretty confident person myself. Yet when I tell you that it is so stupid to not just accept that, okay, I'm not very good at it. For example, when I started my business, I was not very good at marketing, right? Or I was not very good at certain things. Even now, like when it comes to email marketing, and I've tried email marketing a lot of times, I'm just not good at it, and I'm willing to really accept it that I'm not. And you know what? It would be great if I become good at it. But right now I'm not. But imagine if I'm in this, delulu world, this delusional world, that no, I'm amazing at it. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't do anything. So if you are struggling somewhere, for example, I did struggle with email marketing, right? Because I'm a good marketer otherwise, so I don't really struggle with getting clients, so that is why I could put aside email marketing. But if that were very important for me and I was struggling in it, then it's a problem, right? No amount of me telling I'm great at it will change that. I have seen some coaches go into that direction also, but they just believe or they just think that they're good at something when there is no substance. That's not confidence, okay? That's overconfidence and it's highly, highly dangerous. And again, how do you differentiate between belief and overconfidence? Very simple. Your belief will ground you. Your overconfidence will make you feel lost. Your overconfidence will feel like a high. Your belief will make you feel grounded. It will make you feel solid, right? And you will feel it. And over a period of time, your belief will give you results. And I'll tell you what something with belief. With belief, you're honest, right? When you believe in yourself, you're honest. When you're overconfident, you don't want to accept the fact that maybe I'm not good at something, right? So understand that transformational coaching is not about struggling or glorifying struggle, right? So don't go either into overconfidence or into this fact that, oh, it's not about the money, because in any form or way, if you're not able to help yourself, then you're not really a transformation coach, right? Now, this is not to say that if you're a transformation coach, your life will be perfect. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that you're actually working on it. And as I told you right from the very beginning, transformation coaches are always working on themselves, and because they're always working on themselves, the kind of problems they deal with are very high quality, right? There's a difference between dealing with, I'm unable to pay my monthly bills because my business is not making money, versus how do I, let's say, increase my business revenue to 1 crore, 5 crore. Both are problems, but do you see the quality of them? Transformation coaches also deal with problems, but they deal with higher quality problems because they have already dealt with the low quality problems, right? Or even if a low quality problems does come in, they jump on it, solve it, and move on. When you're not willing to deal with your low quality problems, you will not have high quality problems. At the end of the day, the results that we get in life is a result of solving problems, be it revenue, be it results for your clients, whatever. But the difference is in the quality of it. The more high quality problems you solve, the more amazing results you get, the more high quality results you get. Now, the next principle is that a transformational coach serves, right, does not please. And this is specifically for coaches who believe that, um, I don't know how to make a point forward to my client. I don't know how to draw a boundary, or I don't know whether I should say this or not say this. So I'll tell you something from my personal experience, okay? From the beginning itself, I have carried this very close to my heart, that if a coach is sitting, if a client is sitting in front of me, they are not expecting me to impress them, right? I'm not bigger than the client, but they're also not bigger than me. I'm here to help them. So I will be a coach, which means that sometimes if there are some uncomfortable things that my client needs to hear, I will tell them. I will tell them purely because I'm their coach. If I weren't their coach, sure, I may want to, make them feel good. But specifically, if I'm working with the client, I make sure that I never lie to them or I try to please them. And because of which, I have repeatedly had clients come to me and tell me that they love my honesty, right? And initially, I was a bit afraid that maybe this may not land well, because when I started off, there were just so many coaches around me who used to be this, you know. They used to talk things in a lot of sugar coated way, and you will not find that either in my uh, like live events resources or even in my content, right? I'm pretty straightforward, and initially that used to be a worrying factor for me. I used to think that maybe I will off put someone, but what I found is that I found a lot of clients who valued that kind of honesty, who valued the fact that I did not lie to them. They valued the fact that I was not trying to please them but serve them. So a transformational coach is not fishing for compliments, right? When you are a transformational coach, you are so secure in yourself and you believe in your work so much. And because it is about the work, it is about the results, what the client wants. You're not looking to fish for compliments. You're not looking for some validation. You're not looking for your client to tell you, oh, you're so good. Because a lot of times, coaches also end up people pleasing their clients because of it. They want that compliment, or they're looking for some sort of testimonial, or they're looking for something from the client. And when you become that, you stop serving, right? when you become when you come from that energy where you are like, I want to take something from the client, right? That is when all of this problem arises. And a transformational coach feels so fulfilled and so full with what they have, they're not really worried about getting compliments or testimonials or whatever. They know that their work will bring them people who will want to give them testimonials, want to give them all the good things. So, as a transformation coach, and if you really aspire to be one, aim to serve, not please. Yeah. Your clients are not coming to you to, for them to sugarcoat you, for you to sugarcoat them. That's not what they're paying you for. As a coach, you will probably be the only person who will tell your clients things that nobody else is willing to tell them. And this is something, honestly, I've consistently heard from my clients. Like just today I had a session, and I was talking to a client of mine, and they told me that there's so many things that, you and I have worked on, that I have not worked on with anyone, and I never even thought, it didn't even cross my mind. So many times I've had clients who have told me that you have told me things that I wish somebody else told me, or that I wish I had that level of honesty from someone else in my life. So you have to remember that your clients are coming to you from a very vulnerable place, from a place where they want help. And in that moment, be that help. Don't try to be a people pleaser. Don't try to fish for compliments. Don't try to be anything other than a coach. Right? Now, the next point is that a transformation coach is rooted in authenticity and truth, not deceit and lies. So, unfortunately, I have seen a lot of, not, I would not say a lot of, a handful of coaches who weren't really coaches. First of all, they did not really get trained. I don't care about your certification. Okay, I'm not that kind of a business coach who will tell you be certified from that. It doesn't mean anything. But I do emphasize on being skilled and being trained. Okay, I have seen some really unskilled and untrained coaches make a lot of deceits, claim lies, copy from other people, make really bold and false claims at the same time, and a lot of things. Now I'll tell you two observations from it. Okay, one is they did not last. Their business did crumble over a period of time. Second is, what I have seen is that everything that they claimed that they thought would come true, it did not, right? Because you can't fake it till you make it when you're working in a business, right? It may sound good, and sure, it may work for you in some time, but not in your business. You can't fake results if you're not skilled or trained, right? Whatever you say on social media doesn't really matter. Is the money coming in your bank account, or people actually working with you? If that's not the case, then what's the point of any of it? So transformation coaching comes from authenticity and truth. And when I say authenticity and truth, I don't just mean in your business. Of course, that is a big part of it, but also who you are as a person. Do you go and lie to other people about yourself? Do you meet family members and you're not willing to tell them that you're a coach? Do you meet other people and you're not willing to tell them you're a coach because either you have some sort of shame around it, or you've not come to terms with it, or you feel that no, I'm not good enough yet? Wherever you are hiding, you are lying, right? Wherever you are hiding, wherever you're trying to cover up something, wherever you're lying about your revenue, lying about who you are, lying about the work that you do, you are lying. And every single time that you lie, your energy becomes contaminated. And the farther away, the results, the money, the abundance that you want goes. When you are truthful, that energy is very powerful, that attracts the fastest kind of results. When you lie, when you are being deceitful, or even if not deceitful, you're just hiding, you make it very difficult for universe to give you any results, because you're constantly hiding, you're constantly lying. Lies and deceit don't last. Similarly, hiding does not help. Okay, let's just take a moment to see if we have any questions so far. If my voice sounds a bit odd, excuse me, I have a bit of a cold, so hopefully it will go away with time. Okay, so we don't have any questions so far. Suddenly, there's this thought that came to me, um, that reminded me that, whenever people hear transformational coaching, right, they expect that there is some sort of a magic formula to it, or some sort of a trick or a strategy, or some magical question. And it always makes me laugh, because there is not, right? There is no magical formula that, at least in my successful 4-year life coaching career so far, I have ever found. If you find it great, let me know. But there is not. Okay, there isn't a magic formula. Believe it or not, or understand it or not, transformational coaching is about who you are. It is not in some There is no coaching model in the world that is magical, or that will just give you all the answers or anything of that sort. I'm a trauma informed life coach, and sometimes I often hear from other life coaches that, Rianshi, maybe your clients get such great results because you do trauma work with them. And I tell them that, you can also work with other trauma informed coaches. And I have had clients who have been to other coaches and they did not like that, right? I have also had people who have gone on to consume other people's content, but they came back to me. And I often tell them that it is not that I have the best content or I have the best coaching or anything of that sort. I just do my best. But the point is that it's just, there is no formula to it. It's just being truthful, it's just being honest. It's actually embodying transformation. I myself have found that even though there are so many coaches in the world and there are so many people I admire, but there are just some handful of coaches that I keep gravitating towards. And when I ask myself why, the only answer that came to me is, I trust this person. I trust this person because the energy of this person is not manipulative. The energy of this person is not full of lies or deceit. And the energy of this person is not always trying to, take something from me, right? So there's this trust factor with this person that I have. So when it comes to transformation coaching, right, if you really want to become one, you're gonna have to do something that 99.99 people don't do, 99.99% coaches don't do, which is become ridiculously honest about everything, about every block, about every shortcoming, about everything that you believe you're not good at, and start working on it. A lot of coaches, unfortunately, come from this place of haste, anxiety, lack of patience. They just wanna, you know, get something very fast, and they end up then enrolling in programs wherein the person is clearly lying about the results that they're creating, and then they go there, they become disappointed, and they feel like everything is a lie. It's not a lie. Ask yourself, why did you get attracted to programs or mentors like that who tell you that some magic will happen? There is no magic, right? It's just good skill set, that's all. I have organically grown my business to multiple seven figures actually, and I can't tell you if there was any magic. There really wasn't. It was just skill set and consistency. And that is what I teach to my students also in LCDM. That you become skilled and you do it and you play the long game, which brings me to the next point, that transformation coaches play the long game. They're not looking for some shortcut, they're not looking for some short success. They're not looking to lie to their audience, lie to their clients. So, because they're playing the long game, they build foundations. They build they build foundations that are stable. They build clientele that wants to keep coming to them. And that is not something you can do in one day, 1 month, or something like that. And that is definitely, you can't do something that has no depth if you have no depth. So, if you're not willing to play the long game, from a lot of love, I want to tell you, just don't be a coach, right? Because I will tell you honestly, I have been a life coach. I still am a life coach, right? And I'm a business coach myself. I would never tell you that anybody can give you some magic formula. I have a lot of certifications. I myself have gone through a lot of modalities and trainings, and I can tell you there is no magic. The magic is in the work, right? The building up of skill set, the playing the long game. So if you don't want to play the long game, and if you believe that there's just too much anxiety and insecurity that you have, please work on it. Work on the anxiety and insecurity, and then enter the coaching business. Because being a coach requires you to be really, really stable internally. It requires you to be somebody who can hold on, somebody who's grounded. When you yourself are not grounded, your clients are not going to be grounded for you or with you, right? If you don't have stability, if you don't have this roots in the ground, your clients will come and they will feel even more anxious with you. When clients come to you uh, with an anxious nervous system, with already this energy where they feel like they don't know what they're doing, in that moment they're not looking for a coach who's looking for a shortcut. They're looking for a coach who's grounded. And that is what is the difference between transformation coaches and average coaches. Transformation coaches are able to hold the energy of anyone because they've developed that kind of depth, and that doesn't happen overnight. That happens with a lot of inner work, and that happens with being patient. So transformation coaching involves playing the long game, building foundations, right? Now, The next principle is that a transformation coach is willing to be a student for life. And this is something, again, a lot of coaches don't like to hear. But the truth is that if you want to be a transformation coach, you have to be willing to say, I'm not an expert, I'm good at what I do. And there's this weird thing going on in the market right now wherein a lot of people like to claim that I'm the expert in this, I'm the expert in that. And that always makes me laugh, right? Because you can never be an expert on human beings. Coaching is about the human experience. Coaching is about, talking to people, helping them go from point A to point B. And you are dealing with human beings, human experience. You cannot possibly be an expert in it. You're not God. So that in itself shows how ignorant you are when you call yourself an expert. One is that. Second is, when you are willing to embody this mindset that I am a student, the first thing that will come to you that will help you immensely in your business is humility. I can't tell you how many coaches have ruined their business purely because of ego, purely because of this inflated sense of self, because they just did not have the humility to say, I don't know everything, right? I don't know everything, and that's okay. I know enough to help, and I'm learning. That's it. That's what humility is. You're not saying that I don't know, you're just saying I don't know everything. When you say that, first is you take the pressure off yourself. Second is you will only attract the right kind of people. Because you see, when you say I am perfect, I'm the expert, you will attract superficial people who believe in perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. You can't perfect the human experience. You're not God, right? So please understand that as a transformation coach, a big quality that will help you throughout your business is humility, because humility will open up to education. Humility will allow you to keep learning. Humility will allow you to course correct early on before you fuck up. Humility will allow you to be not rigid, right? Because as a coach, you are always learning, right? As a coach, you will always go through this metamorphosis when you don't recognize who you were in the past year, who you were in the past month also. I have had like this entire year 2025. I have had so many like phases of valleys and highs, and where I felt like I did not know who I was. Where I felt like, okay, this layer also exists within me, right? And when we are afraid of that kind of change, when we are afraid of that kind of metamorphosis, we close ourselves to transformation or bringing that transformation in our work as coaches. So please remember that being a student for life is how you will keep on going as a coach. When you become rigid, you start blocking your own abundance. When you say that I'm willing to be a student, you attract everything. You attract all kinds of abundance. Because then you're not prejudiced. Then nothing is beneath you. When you start thinking that I'm too special, I'm too big, that is when you start believing or taking things that are beneath you. Or you start thinking that I'm bigger than something. And that attitude has always ruined people. Always choose humility. Always choose to be a student rather than coming from a place that I'm an expert and I know everything. You don't know everything, right? And that attitude will always lead to this sense of, I don't know how my life passed by, or I don't know why things are bad, or the ultimate horrible place to be at, which is the victim mentality, that why is the world unfair to me and stuff like that, right? Now, the next principle is transformation coaching puts depth in the center over surface level results. Now, there is a reason why with some coaches you feel that this person helps me experience a level of depth I never thought. There's a reason. It's because they put depth in the center of their coaching instead of surface level results. See, there are all kinds of coaches, and not one thing is not better than the other. But because we're talking about transformation coaching, transformation coaches will never tell you we will give you some mindset hack, we will give you some 5-step strategy, this mental exercise will help you master this, master that, because it doesn't exist, right? Things change when you change internally. One hack, one mindset hack, one this, one that does not do anything, right? So transformational coaches do not run out of clients. Transformation coaches always attract the right kind of clients, even high paying clients, because they put depth in the center. And people who value depth are always going to be the people who will pay more, will experience more wealth, as well as people who will not shy away from talking about the hard things or doing the hard things. And those are the dream clients for coaches. But ask yourself, are you willing to put depth in the center? Are you willing to go deeper with the client than you are comfortable with? Are you willing to increase depth in your skill set? And depth in skill set comes from two places. One is consistent practice. Second is allowing yourself to explore your own depths. If you have not done your inner work, you will never be able to go deep. If you've done your inner work but you haven't practiced coaching skill set enough, then again, how will you go deep? Depth requires time, it requires skill set, it requires patience. In the first year of my business versus now, there's a huge amount of difference in the kind of depth I go into with my clients, right? Huge difference. Because I just know a lot more now. Not just know, I've done a lot of inner work. So when you combine your education with your own inner work, the magic is just beautiful. Nobody can then really stop you from creating magic with your clients. The next principle of transformational coaching is that it is only meant for those who are willing to do it for a long time and who are willing to do uncomfortable things. Now when I say uncomfortable, what comes to you, right? Do you mean working hard? Do you mean, does it come to you, uh, does your brain tell you that uncomfortable things means working hard or working for a long time or yada yada yada? Yes, a part of it, but uncomfortable things means being able to change anything that stands in your way. And that doesn't always mean just work. That also means probably the boundary issues you're struggling with, the people pleasing issues that you're struggling with, the fact that you are struggling with your relationship with money, or the fact that you are struggling with burnout. Whatever stands in your way, right? If you're willing to deal with it and you're willing to play the long game at the same time, that's what makes you a transformation coach. Because you know uh, one of my favorite things about the coaching industry is that there is no competition. Because every year some people just quit. Like people just quit. Because being a coach, staying patient and staying in the game requires resilience, requires an amount of inner work that most people are not comfortable with, or most people don't want to invest into. They believe that people should pay me money, but I don't want to pay any coach to work, to do my own inner work, and that always backfires, I mean, obviously. So, your biggest boon in this industry is that you will never face any competition. There are too many people who need help, and there are very less coaches who actually stay long enough in the game, right? So, when you are willing to play the long game, when you're willing to stay in the long, when you're willing to stay in the game, and when you're willing to deal with the issues that come to your way, and not just selective issues. Like I know coaches who believe that, uh, you know, uh, I can deal with the marketing problem. I can work hard, but I don't want to deal with my relationship with my in-laws. I don't want to deal with my relationship with my husband or wife. I don't want to deal with my relationship with my burnout or my relationship with money. It doesn't work that way. You can't like selectively say that, oh, I will be good here, but I will be really bad here. Transformation doesn't work that way. And that is why it is hard. And that is why so few people can do it. And that is what makes you stand out. Transformation involves taking an honest look at each and every area of your life and allowing yourself to work on it, right? Now, the last principle of transformation coaching, it's one of my favorites, is that the energy of a transformational coach cannot be replicated or copied. You can copy someone's content, you can copy someone's curriculum, you can try to copy what they're doing, but you will never be able to copy their energy, and that is why you will never be able to copy the results. So tell me, if copying was really possible in the coaching industry, we all can go and learn from somebody who's making like multi crores, right? Why don't we do that? And why don't you just enroll in that program, learn everything that they're doing, and implement that? Why not? The truth is because that is not how it works. Making the kind of results and the revenue both. Okay, I'm not just talking about money or results. I'm talking about both. Whatever it is that you want to make, it will require a change of being, expanding as a person, right? Expanding your energy. It is the energy that brings in the results, right? So you can't replicate that from someone. You can't replicate it for a transformation coach. What you can do is you can learn from them. You can learn what they have done in their journey. You can learn how they've undergone their transformation, and you can do it on your own. You can undergo transformation yourself, but you can never replicate it. And that is why copying, trying to, copy someone's strategy or copy someone's content or copy the way they do things does never, it doesn't work, right? Authenticity in who you are pulls in the people who are meant for you, and the people who are meant for you are the people who actually end up becoming your clients, right? So that's it for today for the principles of transformational coaching. I hope that you understood the essence of it, and I hope that whatever you have learned from it, you apply it or you start applying it. If at all you have any questions about this particular topic, feel free to DM me anytime on LinkedIn, or you can also join my free coaching community called the Empowered Coach. Thank you so much for joining, and for those of you who watch this as a recording, feel free to again put any questions you have. Bye bye.